Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So as you can see by the title, today I'm going to talk through the 5 things that I wish I would have known before becoming a real estate agent. So for those of you who don't know or haven't seen my previous videos, I am a new real estate agent working at RE/MAX out here in Wyoming, and I've been working there since November. I have had a very, very positive experience. I think that's very important to note from the beginning. I haven't been wildly successful. I've had a couple closings in the last 2 months since starting, which to me, I'm very proud of that, but I know I could have absolutely done better. So I think it's important for me to convey that from the beginning. I've had a very positive experience. I'm enjoying it, as well as, you know, I've been able to do some closings, and I think that's important to know. But I am not the most successful real estate agent. So I'm gonna give you my feedback here, my 5 things, but just note that, you know, this is coming from a newbie at the end of the day, but I think it's still important for a lot of folks to hear these things because, I don't know, I mean, it's coming from one of you. If you're watching this, you're likely a brand new real estate agent or thinking about becoming a real estate agent, and I think this could probably help you out. So starting from the top, and perhaps the most important item here, that one thing that I wish I would have known is the cost. So it costs a whole lot of money to become a real estate agent. I guess a whole lot of money is subjective, but for me, it was just under $4,000 before I really was able to hit the ground running. And that was how much I invested. That was between the courses that I did, the state and national exams, desk fees. You pay a monthly fee with your broker. Depending on where you're at, that could vary how much that is. For me, it's $250 a month. Marketing expenses can add up real quick. Yeah, professional photos, getting your own professional photos done for your marketing products that you're going to get out there. Your real estate commission dues, board of realtor fees, MLS access, insurance costs, as well as like fuel costs when you're actually showing houses to people. So for me, like I said, all together, all in, it was just under $4,000 after everything. And that's a lot. That's kind of a big pill to swallow on a big maybe, right? Because you don't really know how it's going to shake out oftentimes, and there's a lot of unknowns in real estate in general, which I think scares a lot of people off. So number one is costs. For me, I was able to do 2 closings in the last 2 months, and really my first closing, having been a $265,000 home sale, that just barely covered how much money I had invested just to become a real estate agent. So I finally got my money back, but it required a closing to actually do that, to break even, if you will. So the cost is very, very important to consider. And granted, it is going to vary depending on where you live, what state you're in, what brokerage you're going to work for, hang your license with. So all those details I encourage you to really look into before taking the plunge, because that could be a deal breaker for a lot of folks. So number one, cost. Number 2, I might get some pushback on this one, especially from fellow real estate agents out there if you're watching, but open houses. Open houses, for me, have not been a successful thing, and I have not seen the fruit of that labor during my 2.5 months. So again, it is just 2.5 months, and I think we all understand how the market is right now. For me, it just hasn't been a really good use of time. So my advice to new real estate agents coming in right around this time now, is January of 2023, I would encourage you to only jump on open houses of new listings if you can. Oftentimes, the listing agent will be the first one to be doing the first few, but if you get an opportunity to do an open house within the first couple of weeks of a new listing, I think that is where you're going to likely see the most benefit of that, the most juice from that squeeze. For me, if you're, a lot of the ones I've done right out of the gate have been on the market for 40+ days, and you know, just nobody's showing up, unfortunately, right? So you get maybe 1 or 2 people, if you're lucky, to show up during your 2-hour block open house. And even then, they tend to be looky-loos or nosy neighbors or people with a real estate agent already, so that doesn't do you much good, right? So for me, especially being a family man, I value my time. That particular opportunity hasn't been successful or fruitful for me, I should say. So open houses, just be leery of that, and I recommend doing only the new ones if you can. Number 3 is the importance of organic interactions. And I know this is a no-brainer, but I think oftentimes, as a brand new real estate agent, you feel like you got to start handing people your card. You really got to push it to their face, and you're going to hear from your brokerage probably, hey, develop your sphere list is what they call it. Your sphere list of people you know, your friends, family, everyone you've had contact with within the community, and let them know. Start engaging with them. But to me, and this might be why I may not be a successful real estate agent in the long run, is that feels synthetic. And to me, I feel like you shouldn't have to rely on your friends and family to be a successful real estate agent. In fact, I feel the contrary. I feel the opposite of it. You need to not rely on them at all and see if you can be successful meeting strangers and communicating that you're a real estate agent in a very tactful way without being pushy, and being real, being authentic, I think can go the longest way in being a successful real estate agent, in my personal opinion, right? So I feel like if I was on a receiving end, like if I was a buyer or someone interested in selling my house, I would want someone who's authentic and isn't pushing their what they could do for me, if that makes sense. So as a brand new real estate agent, I think it's just important just to let it come natural. For me, I attended a training about a month and a half ago, random training, not for real estate whatsoever. But, they went around the room to everybody and said, hey, what do you do for a living? And I said, hey, I'm a real estate agent at RE/MAX. And then we went on. And that was it. That's all I mentioned of it. I didn't push my cards out to anybody. And then at the end of the training, after I gotten to know a number of the people there personally, talking to them throughout the couple of days, one of them came up to me and was like, hey, can I get a card from you? I'd love to work with you. I'm actually looking for a property now. Maybe you can help me out. And that's how that worked. And that was the most rewarding to me, because it was natural, it was authentic, and it wasn't me cramming real estate down anybody's throat. Because you're going to get a lot of programs, I shouldn't say a lot, but there's going to be means of you getting leads, right? So for us, it's called Boomtown. It's just a program of which leads are sent to RE/MAX, and they're 9 times out of 10, they're just random people who aren't truly interested in buying a house or ready to buy a house. They're just looky-loos online, and we get their contact information. Then we cold call them, say, hey, or cold text them, say, hey, I'm Mickey from RE/MAX. I saw you're looking at houses. Can I help you out? And it just doesn't feel authentic to me, and it makes me super uncomfortable. I don't like doing that. And again, it just feels car salesman-like, and I just hate that. So for me, I just encourage, if you're a new real estate agent, use it as an excuse to just do the things that you maybe haven't felt comfortable doing before. And that is just getting involved, getting engaged within your community for various things that you might have been interested in, but you just never have taken that leap. So just use it as an excuse to do that, get involved, and just mention that you're a real estate agent. And I think once people get to know you, hopefully, they'll actually ask you if you could help them out. So that's how it worked out for me, and that's how I would recommend it for people moving forward. So the importance of organic interactions. Number 4 is do not pay for mailers. So that's what I wrote down anyway. But what I mean is you're going to get so many offerings of things to buy. Like, hey, buy this, pay for this app. There's a monthly subscription, but it can help you promote your business. It can help you promote yourself as a real estate agent. Or here's 100 mailers to mail off to a random neighborhood within your city with your face all over it, saying, I'm a real estate agent, and then you pay, before you know it, you're paying $1,000+ on all these paper products that you're mailing off, and or digital products, whatever it is. You're super invested in it, and you're just not getting a whole lot of return for it. I actually met someone here at RE/MAX who's been there, a real estate agent for years, and he said he's invested probably several $1,000s into mailers alone, and he has not seen one client from any of it. So I mean, collectively, it depends on how you look at it. Sure, it's getting your face out there, but really, what is it? It's junk mail. Someone's going to look at that and be like, don't know that guy, I'm ripping that up, because you can't even throw a rock outside without hitting a real estate agent 9 times out of 10, right? Because they're everywhere. So everybody tends to know one. That's why I think the most effective way of being a successful real estate agent is getting out to the community and meeting people organically and being yourself, being personable and being authentic and not pushy. So, and I think mailers almost teeters toward pushy category, the car salesman category, which personally doesn't jive with me. And I'm sure there's going to be people out there who disagree with this totally, and it has worked for you. It's just, it doesn't jive with me in my approach anyway. But again, that might make me an unsuccessful real estate agent in the long run, right? So number 4 was don't pay for mailers or the gimmicks. I shouldn't call it gimmicks, but the so many different mediums and platforms and offerings that are going to be thrown at you right out of the gate. You can get spammed with emails and offerings of things that you can pay money to promote and market yourself. Just balance it. Balance it. Don't overdo it, because you can find yourself spending too much money for no return. And number 5, I hinted at this already, but do not rely on family and friends. If you go into this thinking, hey, I'm going to reach out to all my friends and all my family, and they're for sure going to have to buy a house at some point, when they don't use you, you're going to feel offended. Don't feel offended. I feel like if you're going to be a successful real estate agent, you need to be able to do it with strangers. You need to be able to get your clientele, earn your clientele the authentic way, the natural way, without leaning on people and relationships that you already have. You can let them know you're a real estate agent, but leave it at that. Don't start messaging them, and don't say, hey, can I get your address, your email address? I want to send you a bunch of stuff. I feel like that starts teetering toward pushy, and it's just a synthetic interaction. And people are smart. They know when you're fishing to make a deal, and they know, I don't know, it makes them feel, I think it makes people feel kind of taken advantage of to some degree, like, hey, you're only talking to me, I haven't talked to you in 8 years, but you're messaging me now on Facebook to get my mailing address so you can send me stuff to try to get me to sell my house through you. Like, now you only want to talk to me because you're going to make money off of me. So I hate that feeling personally. It does not feel right. And again, that might make me an unsuccessful real estate agent in the long run. So that's my number 5. If you're going to try to be successful, you need to be able to do it completely with new people, meeting new people, and generating those relationships that way to do it. So those are my 5 things. Number 1, cost to start. Number 2, open houses. Recommend you only do the new ones. Number 3, importance of organic interactions and organic relationships, just being authentic. Number 4, don't pay for the mailers. Don't overpay for all the offerings that you're going to be given for marketing purposes. And number 5, do not rely on family and friends to be successful, right? Especially right out of the gate. I think it's important as a new real estate agent. If you can do it successfully with strangers, just know your family and friends will see you being successful with strangers, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to reach out to Samantha. I mean, I've seen her post that she has had a number of closings with random people. I can definitely use her. I've known her since high school, blah, 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 right? So those are the 5 things. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if I'm totally left field. And again, I am new still. I'm totally new. I'm just giving you my experience thus far, my lessons learned, and I'm sure I'll have a lot more lessons to share with you as time goes forward. But as of now, that's where I'm at. Those are my 5 things. I think that whenever you tell someone that you're a real estate agent, they tend to, I don't know, I get mixed reviews. I get mixed responses. And for me, I really take note of that. Having come from the Air Force, coming from the military last, whenever I told anybody, hey, I'm in the Air Force, I always got oh, awesome, right on. There's always like a positive, everyone supports the military, right? And then when I tell someone I'm a real estate agent now, you get the 50-50, right? You get the people who are like, oh, wow, that's really cool, sweet. Or you get the people who think, A, they know more than you, right? I can open Zillow. I can get my Zestimate. I know more than you. You get those people who devalue your training and what it takes to become a real estate agent, and you get the people who just kind of treat you kind of like a car salesman, right? Like you're just out to get money from them. Because there are people who, what I alluded to during this chat here is, people who are quick to throw their card at you and will do anything to try to make a sale through you, and it just kind of comes off greasy, comes off slimy, and unfortunately gives us all a bad rep, unfortunately. So you kind of get the 50-50 split. So my advice to you is try to become the real estate agent that is the positive one, the one that people have a positive lasting memory of after the fact. So there you have it, guys. Let me know what your thoughts. Sorry I got a little long-winded in this, but I wanted to provide those 5 things I wish I would have known before becoming a real estate agent. Let me know what your thoughts are. Until next time.